success only, or I should say, success is it always leaves clues, but you got to show up, right? And that was what I talked about yesterday in my video. How important it is when we have people that are out there that have been successful in our business, in the real estate business, and people that have really done what we want to accomplish. We can learn so much from mentors, and that's what I wanted to talk about today. There's been so many mentors that I've had, over the course of the last 27 years being in the real estate business, and I'm getting a lot of questions as to what this real estate success summit is. And I know a lot of you that have been to the success summit in the past have already signed up for this fifth annual event that we have coming up on Thursday, January 8th, from 1 to 5 p.m. And in the comments below, there's the registration link, which is resuccesssummit.com, resuccesssummit.com. And this is where you can sign up for it. But get a lot of questions as to, Willie, what is it? And never been to Success Summit. And what am I going to learn there? What is what can I expect? So I just wanted to take just a few minutes today just to kind of give you a little background on exactly what it is. But also I want to share a little story with you as to what these events have done for me and how we actually came up with this event. Probably about 5-6 years ago, my brother Brian and I were in with Anthony Lamacchia. A lot of you guys know who he is. He's been a speaker now twice to our summits. He had an event that he had me speak at in Boston, and then down in Fort Lauderdale. And then Brian was doing the MC on that side as well, helping out. And we just saw how much of an impact it had with the real estate community from all companies. It just wasn't just Anthony's company. It was just all companies that came together. And some of the speakers and what they shared some tips and things that they were using in their business. And like I said, success leaves clues, but only if you show up. And there was so much great information. I'm like, why is there not more agents at these events? And then I said to myself, Brian and I were talking, I said, Brian, why are we not doing this in Albany? Like, there's nothing like this in the Capital District where we actually, it's not a sales pitch. There's nothing like that. It's just pure content, pure information coming from leaders in our industry that are willing to share this information and go on stage and share it with their peers. And we just didn't, we didn't have it. So we just, I was talking to Anthony, and Anthony's like, you know what, you just got to make a date and just make it happen. And whoever comes, comes. And we had no idea who was going to come and not come. I figured maybe we get 50 or 100 people to attend. In our first event, we had close to 200 people at the Desmond. And it was great. We had a great turnout, great feedback. And then every year since then, like I said, this is our fifth annual that we have coming up. We've had, anywhere between 200 to 300 agents that have showed. We already have 200 registered for this year. So we are about 75% at capacity right now. And I wanted to kind of get this video out because there's a lot of people that haven't signed up yet, which a lot of them said, oh, I didn't know about it. I didn't see the email on it. And I wanted to, just really talk about that to make sure that you guys have that information. But my story that I want to share with you is that, when I think back to when I got into the business about 27 years ago now, I was in the business only about 6 months. I was a newer agent. I already had my insurance company up and running. I was $125,000 in debt, which again, a lot of that debt came from building the insurance company with staffing and office and all that stuff that we had to do. And it was a pretty scary time, especially in the insurance business, because that doesn't really get going until 4 or 5 years into it when you start getting residual income. So I needed to make money. I needed to make some extra money and get another job, if you would. And real estate was the one that I ended up getting into. I was referred by another broker that said I should get into it. I looked into it and became a real estate agent. And within 6 months, I did pretty good. I did about 13 sales my first year in real estate. But I was in a real estate magazine. Was going through an article, and the article said, stop cold calling and don't chase your leads. Have leads, attract leads instead of chasing them, and go to this event. And it was an event out in Toronto, and it was about $1,500 to go to this event. It was a 3-day event. Not only was it $1,500 to go, but then I had to drive there. I had to get a hotel. I had to get meals, all that stuff. And being $125,000 in debt, as you can imagine, was definitely something that was pretty scary at that time. I didn't have the money to go, but I ended up finding the money, put it on a credit card. It was already $125,000 in debt anyway, so what the hell? Ended up doing it. And one thing that they said is at the halfway mark, if you didn't like what you had or you didn't think it could make a difference in your business and you didn't get the value from it, they'll give you your money back to 1,500. So I said, hey, worst case scenario, I'll just go get the free information for a day and a half and then leave because I can't afford it. And the day and a half went through, and they said, okay, you can get your full refund. And I couldn't leave. It was just such great information that I was able to pick up from there. And by taking that information and bringing it back to my marketplace, where a lot of people weren't doing it or a lot of agents didn't know about it, I was able to start building my business. Where the next year, all right, so second year in my career, I went from doing 13 sales to 53 sales that next year. And then the year after that went to 77. And then the year after that went to 102. And then after that went over 200 when I started building a team in year 4 and 5. And I say this not to impress you, but to impress upon you that all of that stuff would have never have happened if I didn't take the time to invest in myself by going to one of these events. And the event, like I said, was in Toronto. It was an 8-hour drive, and it was snowing and it was crappy out. I remember, and it was one of those events that I didn't know anyone, and I was just kind of like, I'm just going to take the information and bring it back. But since then, and I was talking to a couple of my other agents, I met a lot of friends there along the way, and talking to some of them, we talked about how much money that we've actually spent now over the years, right? 27 years. And I started calculating all the conference fees, all the hotel, the airfare, the lodging, lodging and hotel, the same thing. The masterminds that I participated in that were separate from the events, right? Like there were some masterminds that were $10,000 a year to be in. Others were like with Dan Kennedy, were up to $40,000 a year to be in. And calculated all that out, it's been just over $1 million of expense, right? Or investment, I should say. It's not an expense, it's more of an investment that I've spent on coaching and training and going out and seeking out this information outside of my market. So why I say that is because it's a lot. It's a lot to spend money to go to these events, to take time out of your business, to take time away from your family. It's a huge investment. And here we're able to package this and bring it here to the Capital District. And not only can we bring it here to make it a lot more convenient for you, but it's free. It doesn't cost you anything. If it wasn't for our sponsors that were helping us with this, and I wrote a bunch of them down, and I don't want to miss anyone on here, but we have a lot of sponsors this year. I know we have Premium Mortgage, we have the Mortgage Place, we have Ionella Anderson, we have Sunmark, and I know I'm going to miss someone on here because I did write some down. ClearPath is another one that we have that are the major sponsors that are doing this because they see the value of it, and they see the value of putting the real estate community together and being in front of that crowd for themselves, for their own business. But they also see it's a great investment for them to do to help other real estate agents be successful as well. And if it wasn't for those sponsors, we wouldn't be able to offer this for free. And not to say that in the future we may not charge a little bit of a fee and get some different speakers and stuff like that come in. But we will be doing this event again this year for free. And I think that sometimes because it's free, people think of it as not being valuable, right? What's free is not valuable, and they kind of discount it. And I want to tell you that the people that have come to this event over the last 4 years, the feedback and the things that they've applied to their business has been life-changing for them. Just picking up 2 or 3 different ideas could be hundreds of thousands of dollars in your business. So anyways, I digress a little bit. But I wanted to share that story with you because I was able to pay off that debt within 18 months after going to that first event. And I stayed with that coaching program for over 19 years. But then I also went out to other ones, right? Like Craig Proctor was the original one. I went to Brian Buffini, Tom Ferry. There's so many other different events that I went to, and even outside of the real estate industry. But to be able to have it right here in our own backyard is very, very important. And I definitely think that everyone should take advantage of it. Invest that time. Yeah, it's a few hours out of your day. It doesn't cost you any money. And you will definitely, walk away with some good information. So let's talk about a couple different things. First thing is, what is it? All right, I want you to know, what is it? The Real Estate Success Summit, and I wrote some notes here, is our 5th annual event to help agents level up fast. We want them to take their business from where it is now and go to the next level. Because my good friend Anthony Lamacchi always says, same equals same, right? And I'm sure he got it from someone else, and that person got it from someone else as well, so I'm stealing it. But if you do the same thing you did in 2025, you're going to get the same results that you got in 25. What are you going to do different? What are you going to do different going into 2026 to grow your business? And I will assure you that this isn't a sales rally all hyped up, right, to give you rah, 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 pumped up. It's not something that we're just going to, a feel good where it just fluffs you up. There's nothing to buy. There's no upsell or anything to buy or products that we're going to be selling. This is not a recruiting event. I've had some people say that too. Well, this is a Miranda event, or this must be a recruiting event. There's nothing that says Miranda anywhere in the room. It's 100% value, value, value. And unfortunately, we do have some broker owners that have blocked our domain and blocked Real Estate Success Summit from coming into their servers. So, being able to get this message out to everyone, sometimes it's making it a little bit harder because some people get a little, intimidated by it. But it's a great event, and there will be absolutely no recruiting, and there hasn't been any recruiting in the last 4 years. And there's companies from all over, right? We have Keller Williams there. We have Coldwell Banker, Howard Hanna, Sotheby's. I'm just thinking about some of the speakers that are on there. Some independents here locally. So it's all different companies, but it's for agents that want more referrals. They want more control of their business. They want to grow their business, right? We always talk about agents being green and growing, right? These are the agents, and this is what this event's for. It's not for people that are naysayers. It's not for people that, are transactional type agents where they just go from one deal to the next. If you're truly serious about growing your business, that's what the seminar is for, right? And that's what the people in this room are for. And it's where top agents, and there's a lot of top agents that have already registered that will be there, and industry leaders that will be there, that take this business seriously and want to grow their business. So it's really to sharpen your skills, your mindset, and to get you in the right way. So if you have not signed up yet, I'm going to give you the URL link for this, and it should be in the notes down below. It's resuccesssummit.com. Again, that's resuccesssummit.com. You definitely want to check that out. Okay, why is it important, right? Why is it important? That's what a question we get every once in a while. Because the market's changing, right? The market is changing so much. Just think about over the last couple of years with lawsuits and interest rates and all the different things that are going on, paperwork that we have to go through. The business is changing. You got AI, coming into the market now, and there's a big difference between agents that do really good and the agents that are struggling, and that gap is becoming a lot bigger because of lack of education, lack of training. You got a lot of agents say, "Oh, I've been doing this for 20 years. I don't need to go to these events." And these are the agents that need to be there, right? These are the agents that really need to get this information. So at the summit, we teach a lot of different things. We really like to focus in on what top agents are doing. What are they doing differently than the competition that's out there, right? What angle do they have? And there's no judging. Some people like to do stuff through texting. Some people like video. Some people like AI. And then you have the naysayers like, oh, you don't want to do AI. You want to have your own voice. Whatever. If it's working for them, we want to know what it is, right? We want those agents to share. We want to be able to protect your income, right? Making sure that your income's going up, not down. We want to be able to show you different ways to have more predictable income, right? And have more of a strategy that way. But really it's about future proofing your future business in 2026 and beyond, right? That's what we're really looking for. And that's really what this is all about. And you're going to walk away knowing what to do the next morning and what you're going to do the next morning after that, and be able to take 2 or 3 really great ideas that you can implement to your business. So again, resuccesssummit.com to register for this event. All right, what or who's involved? Here's the fun part, because I got a couple questions on that. So the way we made this happen is Brian's the MC. My brother Brian's the MC. Does a great job getting everyone into the room, kind of puts a little spiel on what's going on in the marketplace and how he sees things. And Brian's the incoming president for GCAR as well, so he may share some different things that are coming here in 2026. So he'll take a few minutes on that, and then we'll jump right into some of the content. I'll come up, I'll speak. I'll probably be talking a little bit about some of the social media strategies that I've been able to pick up on a couple different masterminds here over the last year. That's added a ton of followers for myself, ton of business as well, not only for me, but also to my agents, because I've shared that with them. And I'm going to share that with you, probably take about 15 or 20 minutes there. From there, again, not in the same order, but we are going to have two different panels. The one panel that's going to be coming up is the social media panel. And this is a great panel. We have Marissa Malteri, we have Amanda Caldwell, we have Rebecca Cavallari. These are heavy hitters in the social media space. These guys are on, you probably can't go on to Facebook without seeing one of them pop up. But a lot of their business, and some of them up to 60, 70% of their business is coming from social media. So they're going to be going over how they got started. They're going to be going over some of their strategies and what they're doing for social media and give you some do's and don'ts. So again, one or two ideas just from them alone could be hundreds of thousands of dollars to you. But it's going to be a great panel. And Nicole Wilkie is going to be the facilitator on that. Her and I spoke, and she's going to be, I'm going to be the facilitator on that. So you guys can be able to hear my perspective on it and also be the facilitator for that social media group. Now, the next panel that's going to be coming up, that's facilitated by Nicole Wilkie. And Nicole and I spoke the other day, and she's got some heavy hitters there that are doing 15 to 20 plus $1 million of business consistently. And that's the key, right? You want someone that's going to come up, that's speaking, that's done it consistently, not someone just did an overnight success. But we have Brooke Clark coming in. She's coming in from Sotheby's. She has a great business, does a ton of stuff in the community. She's going to be sharing some different things that she's doing. What else we have? We have Michael Kiefreiter, mentor of mine for many, many years when I used to work at Remax way back in the day in the late 90s. Michael was someone that I looked up to and still look up to today. He's going to be sharing some stuff with you with mindset and some of the different things that he's learned over the, I think, 40 plus years. Sorry, Mike, if that's longer than, I always mess up those dates, but I think he's been almost 40 years or more in the real estate space. So I think he could bring a little bit of knowledge and you can learn a little bit from Michael. And then we got Jess Baxter that she's been doing some great stuff too, very consistent on her approach, but she does things a lot different. She's going to do things a lot different than Michael, who's been in the business for a long time. She's going to bring some different technology tips and things that she does to build her business. So that's a really high, powerful lineup right there with those three speakers for our top agent panel. So those are the two panels. And then we have a powerful keynote speaker, Jason Posnick. He's a sales trainer and a coach for Lamakia Real Estate Group. And I've known Jason for a number of years. This guy brings it every time. He's just got one level. And even Anthony said, he's Anthony Lamakia, which a lot of you guys have talked with or seen. Anthony said, there's one guy that I never thought anyone could match my energy. Jason's the guy, right? So Jason's going to be bringing some really, really good content. He actually posted some stuff on my post the other day, just really giving you some key strategies and things that you need to be doing in 2026 to grow your business. So again, star lineup there, great keynote. We got some great panelists coming up. Really great information. It's going to go quick. It's going to go fast. So you better be writing down a lot of notes because there's going to be some really great information on here. Lead generation strategies, referral database growth strategies, probably some time management and productivity tools to use. And the list goes on and on. I can keep going on. But again, resuccesssummit.com is the website you want to go to right now to sign up. resuccesssummit.com. And let's see. How do you do it? All right, I guess that's what it comes down to. How do you do it? You show up. You put it in your schedule right now, January 8th from 1 to 5. And then at 5 o'clock, when we're done with the event, we're going to have a networking hour, right? You're all going to get drink tickets and be able to be at Rivers Casino and be able to network with all your peers. And you're going to have an hour networking there as well. So we're going to have really show up, be plugged in, have an open mind, bring a notebook. Just be willing to learn, right? Be willing to take the information and don't judge, but actually say, hey, if it's working for this person, why not me, right? Why can't I do that? But the goal here in every event, and here's a big mistake that I see a lot of people do, is that they want to do everything. And I did the same thing when I went to my first couple of events where I would learn 10, 12 new things, and I want to go back and implement all 12 things. and I was very disappointed because it was just too much. It was too much to actually implement. And what happened is you got a bunch of things done, 50, 60% done. But if you can walk away with 2 or 3 really, really good ideas that you can walk away with at the end of the event and implement into your business for 2026, I guarantee you'll definitely level up to the next level in your business, because those items that you'll learn, like I said, it could add so much more value to your business, give better for your clients, better for your family, but more importantly, better for your sales as well. If you're really looking to take your business to the next level. So if you want more closings, you want more referrals, you want more control of your income, you definitely want to sign up. So again, resuccesssummit.com is definitely what you want to do. Seats are filling up fast. Like I said, we just went over 200 this morning, and I anticipate that we're going to fill up here over the next week. We're going to have a great event for January 8th. So again, resuccesssummit.com. Thank you very much for watching, and we will see you on January 8th. Take care.